Every 5 minutes, a person dies in the United States. Doctors call it an overdose. Politicians call it a crisis. But historians call it something else: the reverse opium war. In the 19th century, the West brought China to its knees with opium. Today, history has come full circle. Only now the opium is digital, synthetic, and delivered on an industrial scale. It is revenge served cold, not by warships, but by small packages from online stores and anonymous crypto wallets right on your smartphone. This war has its generals. We will show you the triad of the 21st century. Chemical factories receiving subsidies from the state, Wall Street banks laundering cash, and crypto exchanges, the shadow central bank of the mafia. We will show real cryptocurrency wallets on the blockchain. We will see actual transfers of millions of dollars. We will reveal the internal documents of Amervel Biotech, the very papers that led their directors to prison sentences in September 2025. This is the story of their downfall. A story of greed, chemical genius, and the fatal mistake that allowed the FBI to crack the system's code. But did it destroy the business? Or did 3 new heads grow in place of 1? Welcome to the investigation. Fasten your seatbelts. We are going to China. Let's start at the source, Hubei province. Meet Hubei Aox Biotech, to the outside world, a legitimate pharmaceutical company. Their website displays laboratories, chemical substances. They produce precursors, for example, 4-ANPP. In medicine, it is a base for painkillers. But in the shadow world, it is a skeleton key. Any chemist will tell you this is almost ready fentanyl. Add 1 simple reagent, mix it in a vat, and the medicine turns into a weapon. Hubei Aox sells this construction set by the ton, asking no unnecessary questions. And here is the fact that exposes the geopolitics. It is a government program. A 2024 U.S. congressional investigation showed that Chinese factories receive a 13% VAT rebate for exporting these chemicals. The government literally pays them a bonus for sending precursors to the West. The more poison you export, the more tax benefits you receive. But how do they pass U.S. customs? They use molecular masking. Chemists change the structure of the substance, attaching a protective molecule. To a scanner, it looks like soap. The cargo goes to Mexico, to the port of Manzanillo. Intelligence reports describe this port as a zone of cooperation. It is jointly managed by the Sinaloa Cartel and the Chinese 14K Triad. It is the perfect union of 2 mafias. In the cartel's labs, the mask is simply washed off with acid, restoring the pure narcotic. But before shipping to the U.S., it needs to be tested. And here, the true horror begins. The cartel conducts human trials. They kidnap locals and forcibly inject them with new batches of synthetics. If the subject dies immediately, the batch is diluted. If the effect is weak, it is strengthened. Once the lethality coefficient is optimized, mass production begins. For delivery to the U.S., they use the de minimis loophole. Packages under $800 are not inspected. 4 million packages from the e-commerce platform Temu every day, the perfect cover. Amervel documents state that they label the cargo as dog food, oil, or nuts. They even provide a guarantee. If customs seizes the cargo, they will send new goods for free. But the market demands new products. Meet Wang Jiantong, owner of Bangdaya. He introduced xylazine into circulation, a veterinary tranquilizer for horses. Dealers mix it with fentanyl. It prolongs the high, but causes flesh to rot. And the most terrifying part, xylazine is not an opioid. The antidote Narcan does not work against it. In 2025, nitazines appeared, Frankenstein drugs. They are 1,000 times stronger than morphine. Standard medical tests simply do not detect them. Wang was a consultant. In chats, he instructed, mix 1 to 10. This guarantees addiction, but the client won't die immediately. The goods are delivered, but how to get the money? In the United States, Dealers have mountains of dirty cash. It cannot be transferred to China through a bank. It will be blocked. Taking it out in suitcases is dangerous. The money is trapped. What to do? For big money, there is always a way. The Cubs system comes to the rescue. The mirror swap. Its genius lies in the fact that the money never physically crosses the state border. A broker in New York takes dollars and gives them to a Chinese national who needs currency in the US. In exchange, this Chinese national transfers clean yuan in China to the chemical factory's account. The factory receives money in China. The cartel pays in the US. Debts are settled locally. Not a single cent crosses the ocean. But to legalize cash in the US, a bank is needed. In 2024, TD Bank pleaded guilty to money laundering. The key operator was David Yi. David's method was simple. His couriers entered the bank with bags of cash. They bribed tellers with $500 gift cards. For this price, employees closed their eyes and asked no questions. The bank's security system screamed about suspicious transactions, but managers turned off the alarm for the sake of bonuses. Result? A $3 billion fine for TD Bank. They also use trade-based money laundering. Brokers send their people to Apple stores and boutiques. They buy thousands of iPhones for cash. The goods are sent to China, sold, and the revenue goes to the chemical factories. An iPhone bought with dirty money in Brooklyn pays for a barrel of fentanyl in Wuhan. In 2025, the standard became the UST cryptocurrency on the Tron network, and of course, Bitcoin. It is instant, cheap, and completely bypasses banks. Let's prove it. We go to the U.S. Treasury Sanctions Database. We search for the name Xia Fengbing, Financial Controller of Bangdea. His official job title, Wallet Operator. Here is his address. We copy it and paste it into a public blockchain scanner. This is the Cartels financial ledger, accessible to everyone. Transfers happen around the clock. This money comes from Mexico and settles in China. And here is Wang Hongfei's wallet. U.S. intelligence traced this address to a specific IP inside an office building. The accounting of murder is conducted in an ordinary office. Overseeing all of this is the Godfather, Chuen Fat Yip. The U.S. State Department offers $5 million for his head. He is the architect of this machine. He combined the brutality of cartels with the efficiency of cryptocurrencies. But even a perfect system has a vulnerability, the human factor. Let's return to Amervel Biotech. Directors Wang and Chen felt untouchable. They were so brazen, they advertised stealth delivery on LinkedIn. DEA agents devised an operational game. They convinced Wang they represented a cartel, but online wallets were under surveillance by intelligence agencies, and transferring money was dangerous. Transferring millions over the internet was too risky. The transaction could be tracked and frozen. They proposed an alternative, a cold wallet, a physical device like a flash drive that stores access keys to cryptocurrency. It is not connected to the internet, meaning it is invisible to intelligence agencies. The agents said, "The money is on the drive, come and get it." It was the perfect bait. Wang realized, to access these millions, he needed both the physical device and the password, which would only be handed over face-to-face. Greed outweighed caution. He agreed to leave safe China for this flash drive with millions. Wang chose the country of Fiji, believing it to be a neutral resort for wealthy tourists. He made a fatal mistake. He didn't check the legal documents. Fiji has had an extradition treaty with the United States since 1931. He wasn't flying for money. He was flying to prison. June 8, 2023. Wang and Chen board the plane. They fly, anticipating wealth. As soon as the wheels touched the runway, the trap snapped shut. Fiji police detained them in the terminal. Instead of a deal, a special flight in handcuffs to Hawaii awaited them. It was a collapse. The FBI got not just people, but a database. Client lists in the United States, warehouse addresses in Mexico, account numbers in China. According to investigations, wallets of the network that included Amervel and similar firms received tens of millions of dollars in a short period. Specifically, for just one group of linked wallets, which included other companies, analysts counted receipts of $27 million. The trial in New York lasted almost 2 years. Lawyers built a defense on ignorance, but the jury was shown those very chats about dog food. In February 2025, the jury returned a unanimous verdict: guilty on all counts: money laundering, smuggling, conspiracy. In September 2025, the judge banged the gavel. Qingzhou Wang and Yi Chen received sentences of over 20 years in federal prison. Their assets were confiscated. The Amervel empire was destroyed. It is a loud success in the history of the fight against synthetic drugs. The profit in this business is colossal. Cost of raw materials: a kilogram of precursor in China costs about $800. Earnings: from this kilogram, the cartel can produce 415,000 fentanyl pills. Retail price: with a wholesale pill price of even 50 cents, the market value of the product from 1 kilogram of raw material is over $200,000. This explains why Amervel could afford a free reshipment guarantee if the cargo was seized. The margin covers any losses. The arrest of Amervel Biotech's leadership is a victory for justice. But let's look at the economics. Did the price of fentanyl on the streets of Philadelphia change after their arrest? No, not by a cent. Demand remained the same, which means supply will find a way. Right now, at this very second, a new container from Shanghai is being unloaded at the port, with new labeling from a new firm. Take care of yourself and your loved ones.